Hey guys, this is Jade Amber. I wanted to get on here and go over some information about fat loss and weight loss, and then also just about calories and a little bit on nutrition because people always have questions about that kind of thing. So, today I figured that I would talk about how many calories it actually takes to equal a pound of body fat. So, and how you go about actually taking your diet down or working out to decrease 1 pound of body fat on your body. So I made a little sheet here. Hope you can see this. So the first thing on my sheet here is it's just a question mark because you don't know how many the number is of maintenance calories that you're currently intaking or ingesting. So maintenance calories means how many calories it actually takes to maintain your body the way that it is in its current state. So you could be in a gaining phase, not a maintenance phase. So if you're in a gaining phase, you need to find out how many calories it is for a maintenance phase to keep your body the way that it is. And then once you know that number, and I'll get into how we get that information here just in a second, but once we know this number, that's going to help us out so much. Then we put in a deficit, which is a negative, of 500 calories. Okay, so we decrease the maintenance calorie level by 500 calories. If we do that for 7 days, okay, I know I'm kind of jumping down here. If we do that for 7 days, that's going to equal 1 pound of body fat. Okay, so the equation is maintenance calories, okay, minus 500 each day, okay, for 7 days equals 1 pound of body fat, or it should be around 3,500 calories. Okay, so very close in that range, in that 3,500 calories. How we get this number, just really quickly, I know you guys are probably wondering how I even am going to get this number, right? Easiest way, okay, is a Fitbit. So I have one, of an old one, but Fitbits, what they actually do, I'm going to set this down for 1 second. What they actually do is on your app, whenever you download the app, they will ask you your height, your weight, if you're a male or female. They will ask you, I believe, your age, because that also has to do with your heart rate. So whether or not your heart rate can come up really high and burn more calories or stay down a little bit lower and burn more calories. The older that you are, the lower your heart rate can stay and actually burn more calories. So that's at least good. You know, if you are a little bit older, you don't have to think about your heart rate getting up to like 180, and that's beats per minute. But the Fitbit, once you log all of that information in to the actual app, and then you go into your weight area. I believe it has a little scale on it, and it's a little icon. You just click on that, and it will ask you how many pounds that you want to lose per day, or excuse me, per week. So you just input, you know, what you want your weight to be, and it will calculate that information in your actual food logging part of the Fitbit app. Now you do have to log your calories, because otherwise you won't have any idea how many calories that you're ingesting, okay, and how many calories that you're burning, and that number kind of meshing together. But I'll get there in another second. The second way to find out this maintenance number right here, okay, is to go to this website. It's called calculator.net. So cal, like calories, and then culator, like a calculator, .net. Okay, and that is going to ask you the same information. So it's going to ask you, again, height, weight, age. It's going to ask you how much your activity level is. Don't lie, because it won't tell you the right information if you lie. So it's going to say, do you exercise moderately, which moderately I believe is like 3 to 5 days per week. And when it's asking you how many days that you exercise per week, that doesn't mean going for a walk. Okay, that means going to the gym, lifting weights, or doing some cardio, getting on, elliptical, treadmill, bicycle, whatever, and being on there for at least 35 minutes, if not longer. Okay, so especially if you're looking to burn fat, you really have to do the cardio because you have to get your heart rate elevated. 500 calories is a lot. You don't realize how much 500 calories is. Just to give you kind of an idea so that you can make an educated understanding of 500 calories, because remember, that's the deficit that you're going to have to take your calories on per day. Okay, so just so that you can kind of have an apples to apples comparison, okay, or apples to oranges I should say, 500 calories is equivalent to probably about 3 hours on the treadmill, if not more. Okay. Now usually what I do is I'll exercise half of that. So I'll exercise about, 250 calories if I can get it. And like I said, that's going to be about 45 minutes, somewhere around there, because 500 is going to be about 3 hours. So if you can do 45 minutes every day, and then you can take your diet calories down, the rest, that next 250, then you're hitting that 500 calorie goal without having to kill yourself in the gym. Plus, killing yourself in the gym, it never works out because you're just going to get tired and you're going to get burnout. And dieting alone, the opposite end of the spectrum, over exercising and trying to kill yourself in the gym versus dieting the whole way, over exercising, you're going to get burnout, going to get tired of it. And then dieting 500 calories down, just to give you an idea of, how many calories you'd have to take out of your diet, that's like a whole meal, if not even possibly a meal and a half. So that's a lot of food. One person's normal amount of calories, remember, this is maintenance level calories, okay? It's not how much you're eating right now. So you could say, oh, well, I'm just going to eat half of what I normally eat in each of my meals. You could do that, but you may not be at the maintenance level. You may be at the gaining level of, gaining weight. So you may be, your number may not be a maintenance, your number may be a gaining amount. So you have to find this number of calories you're currently ingesting and then take that down by 500. Okay, so not to say people can go out and eat whatever they want and then just go, oh, I'm just going to take my calories down by 500. It doesn't work that way. Okay, so you find out this number first and then take 500 from that. Okay, so once we go to calorie counter here, okay, and we get our numbers, we're going to put that number here. We're going to decrease it by 500. And remember, like I said, you can either burn or diet, or you can do both. Okay, so you can do 200 burning, 200 in diet, so negative 200, and you're burning 200 calories, and you're taking 250, you're taking 250 calories and burning 250, and then you're taking 250 calories and you're taking that out of your diet, okay? And that's going to equal your 500 calories. And that brings us to the next number. That's the amount of calories that you can eat for your day, okay? So then once we have this number right here, okay, is the calories that we are allowed to have for one day, then we can start to log our food, okay? And we can see where we're coming in around that number. Okay, if we're going too high, if we're going too low in our calories, what we're eating. So then you can, kind of see, ooh, I'm really way past my goal. I'm eating way too many calories. I need to take it down a lot. Okay, and you can start to really have an understanding of how many calories that you should be eating and burning, and the nice balance that happens in between there. Okay, so you'll know, ooh, okay, let's just say, I have a pen here, but let's just say, ooh, I really want the Snickers bar. Okay, that Snickers bar is 150 calories. Ooh, do I want to spend an extra 45 minutes, or 30 minutes, on the treadmill? No, I really don't. So you know what? I'm going to not eat that. I'm going to set that to the side. Or, maybe you really do want it. No, I want it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to, spend that extra 35 to 45 minutes on the treadmill. And I'm going to eat my Snickers bar. I'm going to have it. So, but it's just, becoming understanding about all of this. This is a lot of information here, and it's very difficult sometimes, it's overwhelming whenever there's so many numbers there. But then once you get that number, you can start logging your calories. You say, "Ooh, okay, I'm really close to my goal, calorie intake. I'm going to eat the same thing all the time." And then you'll know if you've eaten too much or if you haven't exercised enough or, all of those different things. And remember, 7 days. So that doesn't mean you get to skip a day. Because that's, taking 3 steps forward and 1 step back, or 2 steps forward and 1 step back. So each time that you make a mistake, okay, you're taking a step back in the wrong direction. And you're not going to get to that pound. So if at the end of the week you haven't done the exercise or dieted or done both, okay, in that whole week, you won't accomplish that 1 pound of body fat. Okay, now the other thing that I want you to keep in mind just on the back burner is that muscle and fat, and I'll set this on for just another second. Okay, let's say this is muscle and this is fat. Okay, I know people say they weigh, muscle weighs more than fat. It's a lie, okay? A pound is a pound. I don't care what, you have. If you have a pound of grapes and you have a pound of, cotton balls, okay, you might have more cotton balls because obviously they're lighter, but a pound is a pound, okay? So muscle, fat weighs the same, okay? Muscle is less dense, okay? So what that means is it takes up less space. So just for, showing purposes, let's say this is muscle and this is fat, okay? Way smaller, right? Takes up way less space on my hand than my fat did, okay? So when I get on the scale, that number may not change, okay? The scale number may not change. But remember, you may be adding muscle, okay? More muscle and burning fat, okay? So you might get, because you're working out and your muscles haven't been, used to doing this kind of stuff. So they are going to actually be growing, okay? And as you exercise, especially if you're not just dieting, okay? So you may gain some muscle and lose some fat, and the scale may not change. But you might see differences in how your clothing fits you, okay? Because you'll lose inches. Like I said, less space on my hand from the muscle and the fat, okay? So that space is those inches that you'll start to see on your body. So just keep that on the back burner in your mind so that you don't obsess over the scale, okay?